Day one of F1 testing is officially in the books, and we've already got some interesting surprises. Who was fastest? Which team struggled? And what can we actually learn from today's running? Let's break it all down. Right, let's start with the obvious. Who was fastest today? Lando Norris topped the timesheets for McLaren with the best lap of 1 minute 30.430 seconds. But before we read too much into it, let's remember testing times can be deceiving. Fuel loads, engine modes and tyre strategies all play a huge role. Right behind them we had George Russell in the Mercedes, just 0.157 seconds behind, with Max Verstappen rounding the top three. McLaren showing strong early pace, but is it real or just low fuel runs? Lewis definitely had a lot of eyes and media on him today, which is to be expected. But I was expecting a bit more pace from Lewis Hamilton today, but he only placed 13th and done a total of 70 laps, which is on the higher end of total laps by drivers today. Again, it's early days like I said, and a completely different car to what he's used to. But still, I thought he would have gotten at least top 10. But Charles, on the other hand, his teammate, did exceptionally well, as predicted. But maybe Lewis might perform well tomorrow after some fine-tuning overnight. In terms of reliability, McLaren only managed to do 118 laps, while Haas did a whopping 160 laps. But I think they struggled with strategy today. That could be a sign of early season reliability concerns, or they just weren't on the same page as everyone else. One of the biggest talking points today, reliability. While some teams had a smooth day, others hit trouble. Haas driver Ocon struggled to get to grips with the car and couldn't manage to produce a competitive time. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson faced a dodgy moment on track just after turn 2 and spun the car, losing traction, but kept the car on track. Another thing worth noting, car designs. Mercedes side pods and air intakes that are below the wing mirrors are very similar to the ones Red Bull brought to their car at the beginning of last year, which is interesting. The big difference between both the cars is the suspension, which neither Red Bull or Ferrari have. Could we already be seeing signs of which designs will work best? It's still early, but definitely something to watch. So, what are the drivers saying after day one? George Russell seemed pretty happy with the car, saying the car felt and performed well, but said to keep in mind that Bahrain can get very hot and it was a cold day today. And as always with testing, take everything with a grain of salt, as teams won't show their full hand just yet. So what can we expect from day 2? We'll likely see more long runs and full race simulations. Red Bull and Ferrari might start pushing for faster laps since Lewis and Liam are a bit lower in the tables, while Haas need to fix their issues quickly. Will we see more Flovis paint splattered across the cars? Like towards the ending of testing today, McLaren completely covered Lando's car and got him to do a steady pace lap, but there was so much paint on the car that he was starting to lose control of the car, which was hilarious. It will also be interesting to see what the weather will be like tomorrow, as it forecasts rain, which would make the testing even more interesting. Will Haas improve? And will we see a real battle for the fastest lap times? And here are today's leaderboard results. So as you can see, both Haas drivers at the bottom, but hopefully they will improve tomorrow, and Lando coming in at the top. And also F2 champion and new Stake F1 driver Gabriel Bortoleto came 12th, ahead of Lewis, which is very impressive. Let's see what tomorrow brings though. And that's it for today's F1 testing recap. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily updates. I'll be back tomorrow with a full breakdown of day 2, so stay tuned. And also let me know in the comments who impressed you the most today and which team do you think is hiding their true pace.